Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Epsom Downs here on Friday. It's the 3rd of June 2022. We're going to look at the Oaks and all the other stakes races on the program from Epsom, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me tomorrow for my Derby preview, and also Sunday for my French Derby preview. So it's going to be a good weekend of racing with all the classics, and next week you have the Belmont Stakes, so join me for that. But let's look at the stakes action here on Friday's program. Races 3, 5, and 6, the 310, the 430, and the 510. The 310, the third race, it's the Group 1 Coronation Cup. It's a Group 1 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $601,000. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards. 6 horses are going the 2,400-meter journey, or a mile and a half on the turf course. I'm going to take as a top selection the 4-horse Manobo as a top selection. Let's go 4-6-1 in the tricast trifecta. 4-6-1 tricast trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Manobo. 4-year-old Gelding by See the Stars. Godolphin owned. Charlie Appley trains. William Buick gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the Group 2 Dubai Gold Cup at Meydan, 2 miles on the 26th of March, and the horse finished second by a half length behind Stay Foolish that day. And he sat back early, he slowly moved his way up, had a lead, and then Stay Foolish just got to this horse late. Maybe just wasn't 100% cranked, but he ran his heart out. Back to a mile and a half on a little give in the ground, which he should definitely handle. I think he's in a better spot to win, and I think he'll really run a good race here today. 2 back ran the 18th of February at Meydan, a mile 3/4 in the Group 3 Natal Sheba Trophy, and the horse won by 5.5 lengths, and in an easy track position, he quickened up nicely and kept going. He was much the best with some weight difference there. And then before the 2nd of October at Longchamp, staying a mile 7/8 in the Group 2 Prix-Chaudet, he won by 3/4 length. And from a track position, he slowly moved his way up, quickened up nicely, and he beat a good group of horses home. An all-around great race from there. And then prior to that, he ran a listed stakes at Saint-Cloud in the Prix-Tourine, a mile and a half there on good ground. He won by 10 lengths, and he put on a show that day. From a tracking position, he could have went down another 5 times and still won that easily. Before that, he was running in novice races and maiden races at Kempton and Newbury, and he won quite easily. I like him back to the mile and a half trip. He should get a good run here today. At 2-1, let's use him. Your second likeliest winner is the 6-horse Pile Driver. Frankie's on this one for William Muir and Grasick here. Most recently, they ran the horse at Meydan, a mile and a half in the Group 1 Shahima Classic, where the horse finished 4th by 3/4 length that day, and he just couldn't quicken up to the full potential. Probably need the race first, second off the bench there. Back to the UK, where he could get a very easy lead, where I think he does his better running style. I think he could really run a good race here today. He won this race last year on the front end, where he stole it that day. A very good run from there. After that, he came back to Lingfield in a mile and a quarter. In a listed stakes, in the Churchill Stakes back in the fall, where he won easily. He came back to run in the Hong Kong Vase, where he ran a very respectable second place finish. Didn't expect him to really run that good there. Come back here to the UK, 2-1. I think he also has a strong chance. We'll use him in the place pot. But to recount my selection for the third race, the 310, it's the Group 1 Coronation Cup. Let's take the 4-horse Manobo. Give kudos to the 6-horse Pile Driver. 4-6-1, Tricast Trifecta. 4-6 in your place pot. The 5th race, the featured 430 now. It's the Group 1 Kazoo Oaks. It's a Group 1 event for Class 1 horses going for a purse $742,500. Race for 3-year-old fillies. 11 of them are going 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the Epsom turf course. I'm going to get wacky here. I love the one-horse concert tour. Let's go 1-2-10 in the Tricast Trifecta. 1-2-10 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection, 1-horse Concert Hall. This 3-year-old filly by Dubois. Coolmore owns this one. Ain O'Brien trains. Shamie Heffernan gets the leg up. The horse's most recent outing came 22nd of May at the Curragh. 1 mile good ground in the Group 1 Irish 1,000 guineas, and the horse finished 3rd by 6 lengths that day. And he just kind of stalked and really couldn't get the good turn of foot, but he was staying the trip. I do think the mile trip was just a little bit too short. I think this horse wants to go the mile and a half. She's going to get it today. She's going to have to overcome wide posture, but I think she has to forwardly pace to run a good race here today. 2 back she ran at Navan in a listed stakes in the Salzburg Stakes, and she won by a nose that day. day. She probably wasn't 100% cranked that day, but she stalked, she got the lead, and she got the job done. Not the classiest victories, but she still got the job done there. And then before that, in the Group 1 Fillies Mile at Newmarket, yielding ground 1 mile on the 8th of October. She finished 6th by 4 lengths that day, and she just kind of stalked that day. She quickened up a little bit, but the ones in front of her were just a little bit more cranked that day. And then before that, in the Group 3 Weld Park Stakes at the Curragh, 7 furlongs on the 26th of September, she won by length that day. And, she sat back early, she slowly moved her way up, and she got the job done. An all-around good race there. She's won 3 times, but and the wins are a little bit few and far between, but she always runs these good races. I think she's been crying out for the mile and a half. She's going to get it today. She has the wide poster. She has a lot of pace to come to overcome that wide poster. There are the words. I had them in my head in order, but they just didn't come out. She has wide poster, but I think the forwardly pace could really do her wonders to overcome that. And I think she can run a good race here today. At 8-1, let's use her. You can't throw out the 2-horse Emily Up John. Frankie Dettori's on this one for John and Thady Gosling. 3-0 Philip by See the Stars. Most recently in the Group 3 Musadora at York, a mile and a quarter on the 11th of May. The horse won by 5.5 lengths and was probably the most impressive Oaks prep races of the season so far. This horse, basically had extreme tracking position. When she quickened up, she just kept going, and a very easy run for her there, second off the bench. Before that, Sandown, a mile and a quarter in a Phillies novice race, she won by 9.5 lengths, and she was drawn stupidly wide that day, but and she was wide throughout. But when she quickened up, the wide poster didn't matter because she got the job done. All around good race for her there. And then at Wolverhampton in the fall, a mile 3/16 in a novice race, she won by a neck, and she was a little bit wide, but she got there in the nick of time after all said and done. Another horse, I love her prep races. She's definitely in the improve. She's a very good post draw. It wouldn't surprise me if she wins 6-5. I know it's a crap price, but she is also another horse you have to watch out for. But to recount my selection for the 4:30, the 5th race from Epsom, it's the Group 1 Oaks. Let's take the 1-horse Concert Hall. Give kudos to the 2-horse Emily Up John. 1-2-10 Tricast Trifecta. 1-2 in your place pot. The 6th race, the 5-10 from Epsom. It's the Surrey Stakes. It's a listed stakes for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $101,000. Races for 3-year-olds only. We have 7 horses going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs on the turf course. I'm going to go with the 2-horse Dawn of Liberation as a top selection. Let's go 2-6-4 in the Tricast Trifecta. 2-6-4 Tricast Trifecta. Top selection of 2-horse Dawn of Liberation. This 3-year-old colt by Churchill. Ryan Moore's on this one for Richard Hannon. The horse's most recent outing came 29th of April at Goodwood. Good ground, 1 mile in a Class 2 conditions race, and the horse won by 2 3/4 lengths that day. And basically, this horse just tracked all the way down the race track. When this horse got the lead, he just quickened up nicely. An all-around easy return to the winner's enclosure. Coming back here to 7, a little given the ground shouldn't be a problem. Has the forwardly paced win. I think this horse could really run good. 2 back, they ran him against a little bit tougher competition over a trip I just don't think he liked. That came over the 1800 in the Field Stakes at Newmarket with a mile and 8th trip, where the horse finished 6 by 13 lengths that day. I wanted to go, Sean Levy didn't really want to let the horse wanted to go. Sean Levy didn't want to let the horse go, and that cost him. He just kind of hit the wall late, and like I said, just not a mile and an 8th horse there. And then Class 5 novice at Doncaster, 7 furlongs on the 27th of March. The horse won by 3 lengths that day, and basically from a tracking position, he was cranked to win there. He quickened up nicely and won very easily, an all-around good return for the season. And then prior to that, most recent race, Ryan Moore rode the horse, 23rd of September, Newmarket, 1 mile in Class 4 main race. The horse finished second by 1.5 lengths that day, and was with them early on, had to lead for a split portion, but then got caught late by a horse who was just a little bit more cranked. Coming here today, I think a 5-2 off some decent runs. I'm going to give him a shot to win. The 6th horse Oscula is your second legless winner. 3-year-old filly by Galileo Gold. William Buick's on this one. They tried the horse on the dirt in Saudi Arabia where he didn't really do some running. If you take those races out, if you take the dirt races out, his form hasn't been half bad. He's getting some serious clash relief from some of the fall races. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets the job done at 9-5. Definitely using your place pot. But to recount my selection for the 5-10, the 6th race from Epsom, it's the Surrey Stakes. Let's take the 2-horse Dawn of Liberation. Give kudos to the 6-horse Oscula. 2-6-4 Tricast Trifecta. 2-6 in your place pot. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.